Welcome to Snapforms. In this video, we're going to walk through the basics of building your first form in less than 10 minutes. If you haven't already got an account, start by setting up a free 30-day trial on our website. During your trial, you'll be able to set up and try out your forms to ensure we can meet your needs. Click the login button to continue to the Snapforms dashboard. If you ever get stuck in future, you can take a look at our popular help articles listed on the right hand side here, or click view all resources to visit our resource library. Our team is also available to help via live chat and email at any time. To set up your first form, either click the create form button or click forms on the left hand side to head to the forms list. The forms list usually allows you to view and manage your list of forms, as well as the responses received on those forms. Since we don't have any created yet, click the new form button to get started. Here we can choose to start with a blank canvas, start with a pre-made template, or you can even upload an existing PDF or scanned document and our team can help put together the form for you. In this example, we'll start with a blank canvas. We're going to build a simple patient registration form as an example, and we'll cover off some of the different types of information you can collect on your form. Type in a name for your form, then click Next to proceed to the form builder. A preview of your form can be seen on the right hand side, and a list of available field types you can add to your form is on the left. You'll decide what type of field you want to use depending on the question you're asking on the form. Before we do anything else, we're going to delete the comments field because we don't need that right now. Hover over the field in the preview area and click delete. Next, it's time to add a few fields to our form. We'll start with the phone number field. For this, we're going to use a short answer field type. Simply pick it up and drag it onto your form. The blue line that appears while you're dragging around tells you where the field will go when you drop it. Move it around until you find the right place and then drop it. Type a name for your field and then click Save to finish inserting it. In this case, we're also going to make this field a mandatory field. This means the submitter is forced to fill it out. The phone number field has now been added to our form. We'll repeat the same process now to add a field for our mobile number. Just keep in mind you can always click Show Advanced Options to view a range of additional options for any field type. This includes field validation, placeholders, conditional logic, and a range of other features. We don't need these for now, so we'll keep going. Let's add a field for the patient's title. We'll use a drop-down field type for this, so drag it from the left to the appropriate place on the form. We'll give this field a name, or in other words the question, then we'll put in the choices we want to allow. Each choice should go on a new line. We'll follow the same process to add a gender field. This will be a multiple choice question where we want one answer. We'll use a choose one field type for this. To add some branding to our form, let's add our logo. Choose the image field type and drag it to the appropriate place on the form. Then, we'll browse and choose our image, and then save the changes. If we're not yet happy with how the logo is looking, let's hover over it and click Edit. Then click Show Advanced Options to see some more options. Let's center it and then click Save. That's looking a little better. Next, we'll add some introductory text and some instructions for the submitter. We'll use the formatted text field type for this. So we'll add it to our form, add in our text, and then hit Save. Our form's looking pretty good, but we want to cover off a couple more of the common scenarios and features you might need for your different forms before we move on. This form is going to be a little long, so let's add some headings to divide it up into multiple sections. Simply drag in a couple of heading fields into the appropriate spots and put in the heading text. In the medical history section, we're going to use a long answer field for the patient to fill in any existing medical conditions they might have. Then we'll add a choose multiple field where the patient can select more than one recent test they may have done. To save a bit of space on our form, let's go back and edit that field, click Show Advanced Options, and have the options appear side by side instead of in a vertical list. Next, we'll use a file upload field type. This will be used by patients to upload recent test results. You can use file upload fields for photos, documents, and any other type of file. Now we'll take a look at one example of conditional logic in action. Conditional logic is a special feature used to automatically show or hide questions on your form based on a person's previous answers. We'll start by adding a question about the patient's smoking status. If they tell us they're a current smoker, we'll want to ask an additional question about the number of packs per day. We'll go ahead and add the extra question, filling out the details as normal. Since this question should be hidden unless the person is a smoker, we'll click Show Advanced Options and then enable conditional logic. This is where we set the field to show if all the following rules apply. Then we'll set the first and only rule to show if the question, "What is your smoking status?" is set to current smoker. We'll be able to test this out in a minute when we try the form for ourselves. Quite often we'll need some tick boxes for the submitter to acknowledge or consent to something, and a place for them to sign. We'll add one more section to our form to show how this can be set up. We'll give this section a heading and call it consent. Then we'll add a checkbox field, which is used for single checkboxes. We'll give it a name and some checkbox text. We'll also make it mandatory for the submitter to tick this in order to complete the form. Now we'll hover over the field we just created and click Duplicate to make another one. We'll update the text and click Save. Our new field appeared side by side with our previous field. However, in this case we want it below. We'll need to move this into the correct position. Finally, let's add a signature field for patients to sign our form. Just drag in a signature field type, give it a name, make it mandatory, and click Save. Well, now that we're done adding fields to our form, let's save our overall work and take a quick look at the styling section. Here, we can choose a predefined form styling theme or tweak each of the individual styling settings for our form. In this case, we'll apply the default theme and then make a few adjustments. Let's go into the heading styles and give our headings a background. We'll then change the heading text color to white and adjust the size. Finally, we'll adjust the button styles by giving them a different background color and text color to match our branding. With the form fields in place and the styling done, the last thing to do is to set what happens when someone actually submits your form. Let's save our form again and head over to the form settings page to get that set up. To set up a notification email to go to you or anyone else when the form is submitted, click Enable Email Notifications while in the Emails tab. Enter your email address and any other email settings as needed. In this case, we'd like a PDF copy of the completed form response sent to our email, as well as any uploaded files. Save the form once again and head over to the confirmation page settings to set up a thank you page that the submitter can see after completing the form. Simply enter in the content you'd like them to see once the form has been submitted and click Save. We're all done. Click View Form and let's try out our form from the point of view of a submitter. The URL that opens can be shared with your customers so they can fill in your form on their computer or any mobile device. Let's test this form by filling it out with some fake information and see what happens. Depending on your process and situation, you may decide to share your form with your customers by adding the link in an email. You might want to embed it on your website for seamless access, or you may even want to have it up on an iPad for visitors to fill out when they come to your office. Here we selected we're a current smoker, and based on the conditional logic we set up earlier, another question appears asking for more information. We'll draw a quick signature and hit submit. We're presented with a message to confirm our submission. The last thing you need to know for now is how to view your form responses when they come in. You can have a copy of each form response sent instantly to your email as soon as it's received, or you can log into your dashboard to view and manage submissions at any time. To view your responses at any time, log into your dashboard and click Forms. A list of your forms will appear. For now, we only have one form in our list. Next to the relevant form, click Actions and View Responses. A list of form responses will appear. As you can see, we've only received one response so far. When you have many responses, you can sort, search and even export your responses in bulk here. Click the plus icon to expand and view the whole response. You can also close this and then click Actions and Download PDF next to any of your responses to get a PDF copy. We've only scratched the surface in terms of the functionality and possibilities available, but this should be more than enough to get you up and running. For further information and more advanced features, don't forget to check out our resources section on our website or get in touch with us with any additional questions. Thanks for using Snapforms.